Oh, I'm gonna stream with camera off, Simser. I was watching 29 Mauled, and I had a YouTube video on my phone talking about Asmongold's fall from grace and all this other nonsense. And then, in the middle of that, I had eaten food, and I'm falling asleep in my chair, and I'm like, but I still need to play WuWa. Then I thought, man, what if I just go upstairs and go to bed? But then I said, but I already said I was gonna go back to streaming more. So I did another 10 pull. It didn't give me anything earlier today. I just got another dupe of this one. So now I'm a C1. It's probably not useful. Where do I go to redeem? Is it in here? Is it in there? Is it in here? Oh. How about Tsaritsa video? We did react to it. We did react to it. I was just kind of like, oh, some guy predicted that Tsaritsa was gonna be on a Shariak 3 years ago, and they were right, which is kind of crazy. It's like one of the top threads in Fatui HQ on Reddit. Oh yeah. All right, so is the collab with Cyberpunk done next patch, at the end of this patch, or is it like, does it continue for a little longer? At least it's not another Ellie. True. At least they XP'd a deep cut character and not like it's like a, you know, it's like a you had to have been there type of character, you know? The quest should be permanent, but the banner is gone. I wish I was making Fobmaster money from streaming, because I think he's C6 both. I think he's C6 R5 both of them. Man, yesterday I had a daily quest for, like, completing a main mission. And I don't have that quest today. Alright, I'm just gonna go back and keep doing main quests that we were doing before. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should just skip ahead and just start doing the collapse stuff. Like, just skip ahead, you know? But I need to get to that region. I have no idea how to get there. Alright, we have enough, I think, for like another 10 pull. Just maybe. No! Purple is bad! I want gold! Timido. The real Timido. Bro, I saw somebody compare Remiel to Timido. And I was like, that is definitely not Timido. That is definitely an Elysia. You're out of your mind. At least there's like a lot of refund pulls along the way. You know, if you keep pulling this banner. Should I swipe? Should I sell my intel position so that I can top up for this character that I only played for a little bit? There's still time. That's true. There's still a good amount of time. Chinese Becca is insanely fun.
鸣声响彻，就算吧。希望这个有用。交叉火力，来吧，吃枪子儿吧！旋转大烟花，雷发炸的，去死！
还是那么饿。
What's up, Sanadina? Alright, do I talk to this guy for the daily quest? Cool. Quick recap for everybody else, my gacha pulls yesterday. I got really lucky on the weapon. Like, absurdly lucky on the weapon. It was my first part 2 rank 2 weapon that isn't the starter A ranks, that isn't Kiana Divine Key pistols. So kind of pog. So, remember Sentinel? We tried to go for S2 and we failed. The first 10 pull that we did today was going from 80 to 90. And we actually hard pitied to get the first card. Thankfully, first 10 pull is on discount. So we only paid 5 tickets. Okay, I can accept that. That's basically like saying it was only 85 pulls instead of 90 pulls. Sorta. So we're like, okay, well, we need to keep pulling because it's a spending event. Bro, S2 took us 86 out of 90. But we got S2. Her S2's kind of broken.
机亭在此，设置如此。多的机关，看来是在守护棉龙亭这件事情上下了不少功夫。
Gives her like a boost from 5% bonus on quantum
是陷阱，小心！
to 40%. Am I supposed to parry that?
相反吧。转圆从风。 速战速决，不要犹豫。直气贯击，万媚化身。一招，扼手。春芒蟹寒，应战吧！寒，以至忠实。
Wiliotis! What's up, dude? But yeah, in the end, we pulled enough to get Helia summer swimsuit and like 3 focus ticket rebate. I couldn't bring myself to top up any further to try to get more stuff. I know Serapium is in the shop, but it was like I have Yoyun Triple S now, you know? Yeah, Gone. I'm trying to spam stories so I can play the Cyberpunk stuff. Just trying to get Lucy. I don't think I'll be able to afford the weapons. I thought about it, and part of me does want to pull for double S, but I don't think I should. You know? Because especially with Fuhua right around the corner, the Fuhua gets a Divine Key. But, like, what are they gonna do for the Divine Key? Fuhua already has some of the best gameplay in the game. You know? That's what I felt like was when they gave Teresa the Divine Key. It's very bland. Like, her previous playstyle was already really good. Quad Divine Key, probably for FOV.
漂泊者，可要好好看着星河哦。这之后的路，便将与你与今夕了。别忘了，我是你的引路人，我与你同乘一船，伴你入。自此地往后，便是你与今夕促成这一局。引路，而非干涉。结局终会走向何处？
At least that's the way I understand it. Is that it's gonna be a Divine Key, and then Senadina's gonna be an Astral Op, and people are upset that Senadina is an Astral Op and not a playable S rank. Which I understand. Like, that's the biggest fumble, right? Like, Senadino is supposed to have been the poster child of part 2, and she had, like, all this story potential and whatnot, and they just did not make her playable enough to where it mattered. You know? Like, at least the first couple of chapters, for as rough around the edges as they were, you could at least, like, she was at least part of the party and, like, trying to figure stuff out alongside you, even if she couldn't remember anything.
程萧山这一遭缺你不可，而我应该停留在这盘棋上最合适的位置。哎呀。 用这种方式打招呼，可有些不礼貌呢。不如由我来教教你们黄龙的礼数。
The one thing I don't like about WuWa, and in some extent you can see this in PGR, but the character proportions have like this weird uncanny valley to it, you know? Like they didn't spend enough time figure drawing in art school. And I would say, like, at least Hoyoverse, their proportions are more or less consistent. Here, let me find a spot to land and I'll show you exactly what I mean. The torso to leg ratio.
既定于内，事成于外。
It's like the ratio here. It's so uncanny valley. Like the limbs are extra long and stuff too. It's so uncanny valley to me. Also, the walk cycles are pretty janky. I don't know. The small details like this that just break my immersion. The run cycle's great. I think the run cycle's great. Could just be like the way that the dress like covers up a lot of the torso and stuff. Or maybe the head is too small. But it's like small things that just throw it off by a little bit. Do I have the same problem with Augusta, for example? Yeah, I think I noticed that with Augusta as well. Even when I was watching other people's gameplay. But, you know, it was... I noticed it first in PGR, long before WuWa.
不过在二位出发前，我还有一不错，正如常理所料，是速流仪。照我们俘虏的造匠一来，这伙贼人尽管那批死族绝不是岁主的对手，但只需引诱岁主出招。假如是经过残星会大量超载的速流仪，发挥出远超自身限度的威力，但求一击。当然。 这些还远折伤岁主后
It's like the artists at Hoyoverse at MiHoYo actually went to art school and knew what they were doing as far as like simplifying forms to fit an anime aesthetic, right? Like they knew how to abstract actual forms. And then the guys at Kuro, when they were doing the models, it's like they just copied the how to draw manga and anime books. You know, like the limbs all look like basic cylinder and not actually modeled limbs, if that makes sense. And actually, Hoyo's not entirely guilt-free from this, because they do this for their NPC models, right? Like, the NPC models look uncanny as heck. At least WuWa, these NPC models look pretty cool. Like, look how long her limbs are relative to how small her head is. You know, like if Jinxi was in Genshin, she'd probably be like the Ganyu archetype, right? The middle-sized girl. But her proportions are like she's supposed to be tall, but she's not tall. She's not Changli tall. You know? Like her entire forearm is so long. I don't know. It's hard.
穿过红镇，北面的山崖上有一处洞窟，那是通向既定于内，事成于外。
啊，哟，今天也有好好行侠仗义。
I feel like Susha, I don't notice it as much. Well, her limbs are still kind of really weird. Not gonna lie. I feel like the arms are just really weird.
一起抵达更远的地方吧。
Isn't this the same archetype body? Like, there's like the medium body.
可能性的指向并不唯一。
Hold on. Let's use the NPC to height compare. I'm almost worried that it's actually the same body and they just have like a slider to scale height. Like certain character creators in certain MMOs.
我会为你斩断一切威胁。云雀的歌。
Like, as far as I know, it could all just be the same archetype, and they just mask it better, you know? Okay, so this is the small body, which I'm guessing is the same one that they used for Becca. This is your medium tall girl. Yeah, it's like they just have different sliders for the thickness of the legs. Like Sanha has really thin legs, while Yang Yang has thicker legs. I think that really might just be like they just have different sliders for different parts of the body, which adds variation. But I feel like sometimes like the head proportion doesn't match the overall size of the body. So it's like when you're learning how to draw anime and manga, but you're in middle school, so you don't have any sense of proportion. You draw what you think is a good anime figure, but your head is too small. That's the feeling I get when I look at some of these WuWa characters. And when in PGR too. Carlotta from Grand Blue?
和我一起看远方。
But see, like, in the art, you can sort of tell, like, okay, somebody actually paid some kind of attention to the forms. But you don't necessarily see that. You don't necessarily see that in the actual in-game models. And that's kind of where, like, it's kind of, I guess, the comparison of, like, you know, old retro Blizzard, right? The Blizzard polish. Like, why do every other MMO fail to capture the magic that WoW captures? Like, even WoW Classic with the like old low poly models. Every animation in WoW Classic feels so good. You know, they refined every movement and animation. So you can... Yeah. Some of the characters feel like they have weight when you do your ground pound, but I noticed like Rover's dive. Something is like if you do it from a high height, your sense of momentum for falling just feels a little off. It might just be like Genshin did a really good job animating that like slight delay. Like your character in Genshin is putting weight into your downward dive bomb strike. Yeah, so like the run cycle is fine. The jogging cycle's a little wonky too.
金熙，到目前为止，关于岁主的事，都还只是我们的推论。你说的没错，可我与岁主间的感应，还有不断流逝的共鸣能力，容不得我不去相信。不管是真是假。
But I feel like even though they have these like small subtle jankiness on the art side, they make up for it with like combat mechanics that just don't rely so much necessarily on the animation of the art. Whereas I feel like a lot of the MiHoYo games, it's the art first, and then combat is paired with the animations. Right? Like that I always mention in Honkai 3rd, fundamentally the game mechanics, we're trying to skip animations. But that's the animators are all trying to show off. Do you remember what Carlotta from Grand Blue looks like?
从过去一同迈向明天。
And that's kind of what made Genshin so magical at the start, right? Was that it felt like a polished game, even if there weren't that much depth to say like what the combat was or like, you know, the concept of the end game. Should I go back and fight some of that? Is that a treasure chest up there? I do have aggro. Your soul is mine. So the more that I let my meter fill, does it make my E attack stronger when I cast the E? Up to 2 charges. Oh yeah, look at that. Daily's done. I'm so good at video games. See, in these tight spaces, it doesn't feel so bad. But I think it's just like you fall too fast or while you're mid-fall. Like something just doesn't feel as polished as like the animation in Genshin. Can I drop aggro? I'm gonna drop aggro here. Yeah, it's like certain animations they kind of like cut corners on
从过去，
because they're hoping that everything goes by fast enough where you don't really pay attention to it.
这次要揍谁？
Adding you what as friends list? How do I do that? Friends? What's your UID? Don, how much money have you put into this game?
任随神智，交叉火力，来吧，去枪子儿吧！
I do feel like combat is fairly intuitive. You know, like if you played any of the Hoyo games, it doesn't feel too far off.
转元从风，
And I do think the parry system is kind of cool, even if it is just like... I feel like the timing windows are a little whack.
交叉火力，别费劲，
希望这个有用。
迷光之际，
十七盾击，新的丹皇行令，巨子终身。
速战速决。
我想留在大家身边。从
赤灵，属性，速战速决，
希望这个有用。
交叉火力，来吧，去枪子儿吧！交叉火力，
回声，与此共鸣。要有力，希望这个有用。
离火，
谁才是繁龙之鸟呢？亮晶晶的，意外的发现。
Heroes basically F2P. True. I mean, what else are you gonna do with 5k euros? Invest in SpaceX? do some options on Intel stock. I feel like I need to. So, when Microsoft bought out ATVI, I had like a couple of ATVI shares, and I actually had a decent windfall from that. So I was like, well, everybody needs CPUs, right? You know, and Intel's, you know, doing really good with their budget GPUs. So I bought in like 10 shares of Intel at like $40 a piece, and then I was like, well, I sold my previous AMD shares. Let me try to get back in on AMD. So I bought a single AMD share, and I was like, well, TSMC's doing really good. I'll buy one TSMC share. I feel like I need to divest of that stuff now because the gains have been astronomical, but I also realize, or I recognize that this is not sustainable. I also don't support what they're doing with the industry. And I can't believe that my gut instinct was right that they would, you know, be valuable, but for all the wrong reasons, you know? Bro, I still remember 2015, AMD was like 20 cents a share. And Lisa Su turned that shit around. I wish I could go back and, like, instead of buying an AR-15 custom made at the gun shop, I wish I just put 1,000 grand into AMD back then, you know? That is what we call value stock, for real. But that one summer alone, like, they grew a lot. They went from, you know, like 20 cents a share to 20 bucks. And even that alone was, like, huge, you know? Oh yeah, I need to see if I can ascend. Okay, good. Now I can be level 50. Uh-oh, guys. Now I need to start fighting Atom Smasher. Nightmare Early Access. That's gonna be us right after this mission. I would say the only thing that I have a complaint with Becca is, like, somewhere in this face, you can really start to see the Uncanny Valley. Like, proportionally, her head's a little small. I guess that's, for me, is kind of like the summary of Kuro Games' art style. Big body, small head. Yes, mass layoffs is a huge problem to increase stock value. But the tech stocks are overvalued right now because of the whole AI boom. And I hate that, you know? Like, I wanted the stocks to be valued because they were actually well-managed companies. You know that, like, Intel, when Lip Bhutan took over, like, they stopped doing dividends? Because they were like, we need to focus on, you know, making the company healthy again. But yeah, my ideal stock investment is like companies that have strong fundamentals and can afford to pay out dividends.
完，岁主是在提醒我们，找到与药文相应的3个药研，就能解除残星会设下的禁锢。
可我没看到那些药研，也看不到其他房间的入口。
One of the biggest issues is like Intel is investing a lot in capital expenditure to build out their fabs, you know? So it's like, even if they have high revenue, they're spending all that money right back out to try to get more future revenue or future business. And that's kind of like a similar thing with a lot of the tech companies. It's like, as much money that's coming in, it's going right back out because they're betting on that money as like an investment in their future revenues. At least the foundry plan that the foundry plan was a good idea, right? And that was kind of what Pat Gelsinger's whole shtick more or less was. Where am I supposed to go? No. Is this the way that we came? I think it is.
Yeah. 剩下的血光锁在裂纹岩的后面。
裂纹岩，如果有高能黑石就好办了。我们到周围看看。就算吧。丹皇行令，万类化生。 扩大反冲，走，打架去！哼，找茬的来了，闭着臭嘴！速战速决。 不要犹豫，希望这个有用。邪气断金。 式，速战速决。回声，与此共鸣。希望这个有用。节气顿击，心力如神呀！谁才是繁龙之鸟呢？
Any echoes to absorb?
昔年惨象四起，
今
黄龙荆州
一脉，势如雷乱。有一乡野妇人，为避残象之乱，怀抱初生稚子，溺于荒墟之中。然则，残象旋踵而至，鱼渊之入。妇人抵死以生护子，欲以己之殒命，换骨血之生机。母亡则子难存，婴孩师母提气，未及半刻即气绝，再无声息。然赤子尚有求生之志，啼声间有共鸣之音，传至百里，与岁主相和。岁主循声而至，以神威并除邪秽，系乎为时晚矣。是夜，承霄山龙吟彻天，山巅之上，黑云翻涌，轰雷掣电。岁主携死婴而归。须臾间，云开雾散，流星贯霆。是以岁主借承霄山逆时。
Wait, is that infant Jinsei?
7日7夜，终至死婴复生。
That's why they have the bond?
死后犹生的婴孩，乃为岁主之共鸣者。
Oh my god, it is.
未来，荆州令也。对，是我。自有记忆以来，我便一直生活在荆州。对于我来说，岁主不仅仅是岁主，或是高高在上的神。这一路上，倘若预言当真出自岁主之口，为什么他会甘愿救下那个与他注定有一战的孩子？现在我明白了，因为我是岁主的共鸣者。我虽无逆转天地之力，却有着他曾经拥有却不慎损毁的那一环时序之法。如果日后荆州如承霄山一般陷于狂乱的尸流之中，只不过在岁主的预想中，我与他的一战，他在等一个时机，等一个万事俱备的时机。因此，就算如今不是岁主，我亦要凭着这残躯走到他面前，向他亲口求证真相，放弃使命吗？可坦白说，我想，我之所以能走到今日，甚至于我的重生，不论是不是源于对生命的怜悯，荆州是我的故乡，这里有我所珍视的全部。我没事，和那些被卷入时间乱流的生灵比起来，而且，我必须去到岁主身前。我与他的力量同源。假如事情最终真的没，若我不战，若我一战，能以此换得代，更何况这并非是必死之举，不是吗？能被你这样信任，回想起来，谢谢你。常理老师说，
成萧山之事，你我二人缺一不可。不过别担心，我做好准备了。
Still a little bit of the silent protagonist going on, but I'll let it slide.
I 还剩下最后一个谣言。
Dang it.
放心交给我吧。能跟上吗？
She's like a more competent March 7th / Kiana with red hair. Don't I? I need another bomb, don't I? To blow up Oh wait, I can use this. There we go.
黑岩丛的问题已经解决，之前的药研可以正常操作了。
走吧，一起找点乐子。找茬的来了，现在是大枪枪时间！还没玩够呢，死去死去死！开个大刀，陪我去入血！太长，给我滚！
气盾击，速战速决，不要犹豫，希望这个有用。
交叉火力！去死！给我去死！小陈肉末，死去死去死！就别了，宝贝儿！
血气盾击，火旗奉行，任随神至。回声，与此共鸣。这样的话，岁主应该可以脱困了。
应当没错。我们先回去吧，到岁主那里。我想留在大家时。
This one? But my flying that I can't even use in here. What about that? We found all the Dragon Balls.
今夕，许久未见。还有御者，或者我该换名为漂泊者。我不曾知晓，您是因何种缘法才出现于此。但您既已现身， 必定意味着荆州的未来已行至分歧点。失去记忆的质子是会拿起为命运而战的锋刃，还是会躲进安稳的襁褓沉眠？
I want to go back to the cradle and sleep.
的种子将从此刻落下。
Maybe after the finishing this main quest.
待诸事落幕，我自会与您一个解释。您现在要做的，唯有介入、选择，而后见证。今夕，你千里迢迢赶赴尘嚣险境，除了助我脱困，应当另有他事求问吧？
今夕此诚不敢妄求，只愿虽主能将实情坦言告知。如今长啸山石流肆虐，生灵涂炭，箭在弦上。关于石流，关于您的伤，您与我之间不该再有隐瞒。
我已知晓你的意愿。此时此刻本非良机，但险象丛生，我亦需因势而动。我已大限将至。我族本应与天地同寿，无受命之险。然我于太古之时蒙受不遇之伤，能苟存至今，皆仰赖绵龙庭。但这并非万全之法。长久以来，我唯有借绵龙庭强行填补能量，只求尽可能推迟死期。奈何天意难违，残星会设计毁伤于我。现如今，我伤情加剧，纵然是绵龙庭，亦无法再为我度命。荆州，黄龙之内，再无荆州。自我降临于尘嚣山，以时序之能抵御残象潮蚀，石流便因我的创伤而易散。自那时起，荆州的覆灭便已成定局。千百年来，我逆天而行，以自身命数补养荆州，强撑至今。如若不然，易散的石流将无人可遇。届时，不单是长啸山，荆州一脉皆会被失控的石流裹挟，无一幸免。
I gotta go take a nap after this.
荆州将永远受困于时间之息。过去即是未来，生即是死。庆典与战争不断重复纠缠，欢愉与苦楚再无分别。要而论之，凡是荆州界内的生灵，即要永生永世受此煎熬，直至时间不复存在。此事皆因我而起，亦当由我而止。不日之后，我将调用我的全部力量，用我这条残命换荆州的时间暂停。彼时，荆州将陷于沉寂，却不至殒灭。 在未来之时，黄龙文明或可寻得对抗时间乱流的方法，解救荆州于危难。
难道除此以外，我们就没有其他办法了吗？
此计虽不周全，但亦算是一种解法。
请原谅，我无法遵从您的选择。10年、100年，倘若后人没有寻到援救荆州的对策呢？如此数年，荆州早已被世人遗忘。到了那时，又怎么会有人甘愿为寰宇间的银尺之地穷尽山海？荆州的命途，不该交给一个不确定的未来。
我虽不能治将来，但亦可窥见无数未知的可能。在我的推演中，此法最为行之有效，也最为稳妥无虞。若今令尹心有疑虑，你又当如何破局？而今，如若我不，
That's a lot of yapping. I know it's designed to build dramatic tension and all that, but man, I'm fading fast, guys.
您曾预言过，我与您之间会有命中注定的一战，是吗？
确有此。
我起初参不透这预言的深意，直到我了解了彼此共鸣的两方能量碰撞所带来的2次共鸣，可令我超越自身能力限度。尽管
荒谬至极！若你强行冲撞我的共鸣之力，稍有差池，而你应当极为清楚，超频带来的痛更有甚者，你将被拖入时序裂隙。无论是……
但我能补救时序偏差，这不正是您当年救下我的原因吗？我想，
今夕，我仍予你最后的选择。时机到来之前，您的到访，但您亦非全然旁观。若您只需在必要时，您准许我将时序之，而那切要关头，即是今夕耗尽届时，哪怕您有极微小的差错，今夕的结局。
心本是早该死去的人，何其幸运，当年能被您救下，如今才有机会亲眼见到荆州的万家灯火。这其中的因果，也当有我这一环。
I mean, I get why this is important, but I'm tired.
我只想尽我所能，守护我所珍视的，纵使是要赌上自己的性命。
Those pork chops I made was too good, and it gave me the itis earlier.
明白您的顾虑，可倘若我心甘情愿走入您的预言，与一场命运的交锋达成2次共鸣。
Yeah, I definitely think this is way better than the initial, like the opening arc, you know, with the whole battle.
承袭我的时序之能，你何来这等自信？你是我的共鸣者，然而你的力量却不及我之万分。这场战斗，你全身而退的可能微乎其微。
但也能争得一线生机。临时消散也好，万劫不复也罢，简简单单一死了之，非我所愿。只要我有一息尚存，纵然只有一刹来承载您的时序之能，也足以为荆州换来一个不存在于您预言中的未来。护您周全，若有一人能够与您匹敌，那人 只可能是您的共鸣者。我即为您落在荆州的最后一子。
你当真有此决心，以凡人之力挑战尔等奉为神明之辈？怕是粉身碎骨，万劫不复。
哪怕是粉身碎骨，万劫不复。
好，今夕，今令，那便随我至长霄山之巅，尽数拿出你的本事吧。向我证明，你这一子足以决胜。愚者，我很好奇，这一次您会如何抉择？无论未来潮水涌向何处，这一战将由您来见证。为政以德，希，你可记在心里？
心明白，为政也好，为商为学也罢，德是根本，义在为民。
从今往后，你名为京西，自任运营使，便要以荆州为名。你认为这世间如何？
很黑，又很亮，就像此地，一切都黑沉沉的，却仍有几处烛火闪着光。
燃烛并非易事。
就是因为不容易，所以烛火才能在黑暗中显得格外亮丽。
此门可通往我的生之领域，我将于领域之中静候金令尹的挑战。漂泊者，此战关乎荆州之命运，而领域之门唯有您方可开启。未来的钥匙在您手中。
如果我打开这扇门，京西就必须要完成和你命定的那一战。最好的结果是京西能在最后时刻继承你的力量，恢复时间秩序，无人伤亡。最差的结果，则是京西透支使用共鸣之力，恢复时间秩序，超频生死。而假如我袖手旁观，不去启用领域之门，你就会调用最后的力量，凝结整个荆州的石流。
您的理解并无偏差。来吧，请让我知晓您的选择。
漂泊者，为了这一刻，只是想到我来到自荆州、青州的现在开始吧。
This is probably one of the longest setups to a regular fight, or not even a regular fight, but a quest end boss.
斗者夹击，夹，瞬息之间。疏忽了。
Oh, do you just reset if you fail that mechanic?
龙游区长，画煞无形，破闪行力，是对单线，运龙凌霄，龙游区长。时节有终。天速停光，鱼痴灵闪，运龙凌霄。
I need healing.
今夜夜，你能坚持至此，的确出人意料。但想回正时序，逆转局势，还差得远。你现在反悔，还有回转的余地。
既已决定，今夕绝不反悔。人曾说过，世间忽然，人就并非一时，而我偏向是一时。看我这小小的烛火，能否点亮荆州的天光？
This kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy XVI's icon battles, right? Super dramatic, high spectacle, lots of QTE spamming.
御者，您是否准予启用权限，将时序之能让渡于今夕？您的意愿，我已知晓。者的选择已经落地生根。今夕，我将履行承诺，将那个不存于预言的荆州未来交还于你，交还于荆州人民。
Yeah, that's pretty epic. Only 40? Hold on, is there anything I need to do here? Take Whoa. We have frames per second now. Wait, I want to do that sword flying. I want to do that sword flying move. Oh. You see a small chest.
今夕已无大碍，稍时我便将其送回荆州休养。现今尘埃落定，按照心中有何疑虑，悉数。我乃岁主，绝。而您是我的御者，荆州是您昔日携我所创，您命我驻守于此，还请见恕。我并非全知全能，心中有何疑虑？悉数问。开启生之领域的钥匙，是往昔的您所遗留的。您曾说，您要作为历史的参与者，介入、选择。而我询问您，是否可将时序之能传递给今夕，则是我的机制，我的能力转移，我的生，我的死，皆要。心中有何疑虑？悉数。今夕承袭时序之能后，已补全时序之法。如今的今夕 已然接过权柄，是真正的荆州之主。从这一情形，我曾有过推演，达成此局。而今时今日，本非我预言的时机，是残星会的干预，心中有何疑虑，悉数。长霄山已不受石流所扰，进出无碍。但知信为今夕的共鸣之力庇佑，洪镇现如今千百年来，长霄山山石不移，风雪难消，而洪镇人的未来仍有长路漫漫，心中有何疑虑，悉数。您的生痕有异状。
让我看看是啊，好啊，是这个大块头吗？看我3、2下就……不对呀，感觉它好像没啥恶意，而且它闻起来好像我之前在荆州闻到的那种不自然的味道。原来是岁主啊！你好啊！你怎么现在才叫我起来？感觉错过了很多好玩的事呢。
他虽与我气息相近，却也有所不同，不在我所知之内。但他寄居于您的生痕之中，应当是您有意为之。御者，您可否听过黑海岸？黑海岸是您此事的来处，若心存疑问，不如至此地一访。不必烦忧，潮水泱泱。
The Wuthering Waves! She said it! She said it! She said the name of the game! Wait, say that again.
御者，不妨回洪镇与友人相聚。长霄山如今不再是禁地，今后洪镇的气象定会与以往大不相同。
E to the finish line. I'm not sliding. Why am I not sliding anymore? Did we break it? Can I fly to the end? Oh, here we go. Zoom, zoom, baby.
交给我吧。
Ah, Twist, what's up?
上回书说到，那承霄山之巅霞光千丈，霎时间云霄雪霁，碧空万里。但见一鹤发少女居于其间，恍如神
I'm ready to go to
女
sleep.
降世。她只消双指一挥，千峰万壑，时节流转，皆向阡陌，气象一新。若问那鹤发少女是何人，正是那死而复生的荆州令尹。正所谓春雷乍动，开云见日。常言道，置之死地而后生。若未有这绝处，又如何赢得焕然新生？
没关系，毕竟我们的目的并不在这里。我们想要得到的答案已然揭晓。借由二次共鸣，即便是岁主的力量，也并非如此遥不可及。更何况，人工共鸣也不再是妄想。还有，关于那位漂泊者。收获满满，全是美妙的音符，不是吗？时间不早了，走吧，别让有些人在囚室里待得太久。
The Cyberpunk collab. One of the worst collab banners ever. Pretty typical of collabs. Limited time. Try to get you to wail. Probably part of it is all in the licensing agreements. Like, they can only run the characters for a limited amount of time. Not even Hoyo is this greedy. No, Hoyo was this greedy. They just don't do collabs with limited properties now, but that's how their Honkai 3rd Evangelion crossover was. They just got really good licensing terms for Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade, Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Like, that's why HSR is able to just run those characters for forever and ever.
这是谁家的乖狗狗啊？好乖好乖啊！你可真是个乖孩子。好狗好狗。
Did she have a dog in the anime? I don't remember the dog. To go fight Atom Smasher now. Oh shit.
何况可以。
滚远点儿！谁想想我耳朵？
交叉火力！
在这儿呢。
Oh no, not the Sand of Easton!
在这儿呢。
诸神，随神至。不要有力。
小老鼠的爪子也算锋利。
扩散百出。
你知道你的结局，虫子。我会把你牙齿肉饼碾碎你的每一根骨头。现在想逃也来不及了，虫子们！来，继续吧。
有边了，宝贝儿！
吸尘机，谁才是繁龙之鸟呢？转圆同风，
速战速决，以至忠实。
你是个什么鬼东西？什么？这是痛觉。
去死！
再来！你心里清楚，你所有的努力都是徒劳的。
太难了！这对时机。
毁灭吧，虫子！
希望这个有用。
现在想逃也来不及了，虫子们！来，继续吧！
节气炖鸡，心里诸神。
Wow, this is a really painful fight. Yeah, because I gotta pay for licensing rights. The longer they run the event, the more expensive it gets, you know? That's business. Because he doesn't fly away. Do you guys know that his like that final move where he dives from that tall building, that's what kills Rebecca in the show? I saw that and I was like, "Oh no, not this." I'm gonna just fight him on phase 2. Should bring a healer too, huh? Not this time! Not this time! You see that, guys? Not this time. Oh, and we got 2. Does he keep swearing? Yeah, that's part of his character. In the original tabletop RPG, he was supposed to be kind of like a final boss type. And then in the show, he was kind of also a final boss type. Ooh, crit rate. Oh, 69. Snezhnaya trailer, you know, I saw on Reddit that somebody 3 years ago predicted that it was gonna be an Anashariak, Rhymestar, Hersher of Ice, was gonna be the basis for Tsaritsa and not Bronya. I can't believe somebody actually correctly predicted that. I thought that was brilliant on their part. But it also made me kind of like, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The maid assassin on the train, the creepy assassin maid. I thought that was kind of. I thought her character was interesting. Somewhat cliche, but the wolf sniper is the gender bend Bronya, cause Bronya was, you know, back in her sniper days, she was called the Silver Wolf of the Urals. Snowy Sniper, that was her battle suit. Just want the two baddies, Tsaritsa and Renova. Actually, doesn't the Snowy Sniper guy also look like the guy who became the Hersher of the Gravity Hersher that Anashariak ends up like merging his Hersher core to become Rhymestar? I don't even remember his name in Hawkeye 3rd. But he was part of he was part of the Serpent organization. Owl. That was his name. Or his code name. Owl. Owl. Wait, can you only have one of these? Where did I aggro? Oh shit.
希望这个有用。邪气断金，心意诸神。尝尝这个。太嫩了，哈哈。 迷光之际，离火天青。
Yeah, no, I always feel like it's really weird when they introduce these like characters in the in-betweens, right? I felt like Lohan actually had one of the more interesting storylines as for a Genshin character. But yeah, like just the timing, I kind of already knew like he was gonna be a skip. I'm gonna pull Sandrone and then probably just save for Tsaritsa and the Assassin Maid. We'll listen to this dialogue and then I think I'm gonna end stream. I think I'm gonna go upstairs and take a nap.
哦，原来是你呀！久仰久仰。
对了，这位是荆州城里的右狐，和陈皮先生一样，也是古玩方面的专家。
正是在下。当然是来寻找和宝物有关的线索啦。自从前些里面除了祭亭的古董，还有一些看不出属地的物件，所以……没错，据我推测，很可能是归墟搞事的古董。
我请漂泊者过来，是因为之前落叶的战斗告一段落后，荆州的黑海岸成员就陆续撤回了。不过，所以趁着这个机会，我想或许我们可以过来找他们。因为这件事之前你说起过。
哎呦呦，原来丫丫这么在乎你呀！还是该说她对你特别上心。
我只是觉得这件事对你很重要。
好啦好啦，不打趣你了。话说回来，原来你也是来找黑海岸的人的。不如我们顺路做个伴，就由本大师为你们保驾护航吧。有我和大名鼎，我有种预感，保不住。
既然漂泊者已经到了。
Okay, from here, how many more quests is there before I get to 2.0?
既定于内，事成于外。我想留在大家身边。
So I'm wondering, like, whether or not I should just try to skip ahead and just start playing this. Or if I should just skip to chapter 3 first. You think I should just skip to chapter 3 and just play that so I can play this? Okay, yeah, we'll start that on the next play session. Fast travel with a trial character, are you kidding me? Oh, it's because I have this character. Okay, so I have to finish whatever this next segment is. Abandoned quest. Alright, well, we'll figure it out next time. I'm gonna end stream and go take a nap. I like how the achievement for a 5-star Echo is, "Are you my servant?" That's also a Fate reference. Because Saber, after she summoned, she asked Shiro, "Are you my master?" This is standard pulls, right? We can open some standards. I'll wait till I have like 50. Alright. GG's, guys. Thanks all for hanging out. I'm gonna go sleep now. JJ! Bedge.